What's up?
I thought I lost internet there for a second.
Well, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, that sucked.
What's up? Hello, everybody, and welcome to Steelers Sanctuaries podcast. I'm your host, David Barrow from SteelersSanctuary.com, and this is my co-host, David Cora. Dave, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, brother?
What's going on? Steelers played their final preseason game. They lost 24-17 to the Detroit Lions. They go 0-3. It's the first time they've gone 0-3 in the preseason in quite some time.
Yeah.
Um, let's do the players who didn't play first.
Yep.
This game, because I think that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Moon didn't play. Roman Wilson didn't play. Tyler Matakevich, Logan Lee, Joey Porter Jr., Dylan Cook, Troy Futanu, Jalen Warren, TJ Watt, and Cam Hayward. Jeremiah Moon not playing. It's not good, Bob. As we
No,
like to say.
it's not good, Bob.
We talked on the last podcast about him and Kieran Johnson going like in a big battle, and I don't think it's a battle anymore.
Yeah, I don't know, man. When you're not playing, it's you're not really helping your chances there of making this team. So I now he didn't play because he was injured, correct? I mean, it's still the injury, right?
Is it
So
an injury? I didn't hear that.
I thought he was injured, but I could be wrong. But if it is that, you're going to see an injury designation cut happen here probably real soon.
Yeah, I would think so. Logan Lee, no injury with him, right? Just
Logan
I
Lee,
know
no, but I thought Moon was actually hurt. I thought he
he could
was.
be.
If not, though, then he's in trouble. Like if you're not
Yeah,
playing in general and you're trying to make this team, like yeah, you're it's not looking good for you.
he's going to the practice squad. It's almost a guarantee now.
Yeah,
Who else? I know Dylan Cook was injured. Troy Fuatano was obviously injured. Jalen Warren, Tyler Matakevich not playing. That's not good for him either, right? That on the surface anyway.
right. I mean that to me kind of opens the door for Robinson to make team.
Mark Robinson. Yep. Yep. 100%.
So definitely interesting to see that. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like maybe Robinson is still alive in this.
Oh, I think he's definitely alive now for sure.
Yeah.
Although that second half defense, we'll get to it, was not
Oh,
pretty.
that was bad, but yeah.
All right, let's start with the game. I'm very disappointed the Lions didn't start their starters, at least a couple series. We didn't get a real good look at what if this offense really has improved at all because the Lions twos are just terrible.
Yeah, I mean, look, they can't control who they got to play. They actually did put up points. Both of them did. So that was both quarterbacks did. So at least it was good to see. Now, mind you, yeah, if they're not playing the ones, what do they actually end up doing? But the good news is they actually did score points and they scored very quickly. It was good to see that. I really just when it comes to deciding the who, right? Russell Wilson or Fields. Uh I honestly they both look good. I can understand liking Fields, legs. That definitely is something I can see liking, but I Russell Wilson did what? One series? Gone,
Yeah,
right? So,
that was surprising too, right?
well, like we said, we weren't sure. We weren't sure what Tomlin was going to do, right? It was like, is he going to actually, is this really a quarterback competition or Russell Wilson's the starter? And it's plain and simple as that. So I think you saw today that obviously Russell Wilson's the guy. And, um, I
He
mean,
threw
why
two
would,
passes today.
yeah, but to me, that's it. He's done. I mean, Russell Wilson, they interviewed him and he literally said, yeah, coach looked at me and went like this. And I was like, oh, okay. So to me, that's a sign that okay, you went right down the field, scored a touchdown, got some work in, calling it a day because I'm protecting my starting quarterback.
Yeah, I
So,
guess that's what you can read into it for sure. Is that he's protecting a star. He doesn't want to get a starter hurt.
and I'm not shocked. I mean, it's Tomlin. Usually,
Yeah,
it's his how he does. I mean, they tried that shit 2 years ago when we all knew Mitch was the guy, right?
yeah,
And it's the same
yeah.
thing now. It's the same shit, different QBs with Tomlin. So it's
Mm-hmm.
and look, I'm fine with it. It's fine. Like there's no one really separated themselves
Exactly.
to a
Exactly.
point where you could really go, oh, it's got to be this guy. And that's just me being honest. Like, it just seems like they match each other. These two games, they matched each other, right?
Mhm.
Last week, Russell Wilson went out, laid an egg, didn't do shit. Then Fields got out there and played the rest of the game and didn't do shit. So it was just like, bro, that was your shot, man. Like, you know, if the team takes off and puts up a bunch of points with you, that kind of helps you. But they didn't do anything. So then this week, Russell Wilson marches right down the field and scores a touchdown. What's Fields do? Marches them right down the field. They score a touchdown. Like, it was like, oh, okay. But, you know, so there's just nothing separating these two enough. Again, you want to argue, you know, Fields' running game? Sure. But he didn't do enough of it to really separate himself, in my opinion.
No, and I think they were both pretty much the same in the preseason, like you said. And we talked about it earlier on. Justin Fields is going to have to do something to win this job. It wasn't just going to be handed to him. Russell Wilson was the guy, and he didn't really do anything spectacular to hold that job.
It just hit me. There's one thing that has separated these two, and it's why probably Russell Wilson is the guy, and it's all of the fumbles.
Fumbles, yeah. Bad snaps.
You know, and I'm not trying to put that all on Fields. I'm just saying, like, in general, the football was not being as protected as well, whether you snap issues, fumbles, whatever you want to call it, with Justin Fields in these preseason games. It was 3 to 4 times in preseason.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
That's going to separate. If you had to pick one thing that gave Russell Wilson the edge, it was that. And it's not like, I'm not even trying to say like most of that part is Fields' fault, but the facts of facts, it was only happening when he was out there. Yeah. It did not happen when Russell Wilson was out there last game or this game.
It didn't even happen when like John Reese Plumlee or
correct, or
Allen.
None of that. It happens with no one but Justin Fields, and that's kind of, you know, like I said, it's not completely his fault. I think that a center and a quarterback kind of share some of the fault in that, but you know, I mean, I even when it happened today, I was just like, you know, I put Zach Frazier, but it seemed like everybody said no, that's Justin Fields, and I'm like, okay, so I deleted it. I was like, fine, I thought that'd be more on the center. I didn't think he was paying attention to the quarterback, but they claim that they say it's so.
I think it was on Zach Frazier.
That's what I thought. I thought the same thing. But everybody, all the experts are just like, oh, that's Fields. Fields got to expecting that ball. What is he doing? It's like, he was
looking to his left to make a call.
That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking,
and then the ball just hit him.
Frazier's not paying attention. This quarterback's making a, that's what I thought. But I don't know.
I don't know either. Kyle Allen came in and didn't do much, and then John Reese Plumlee, he's probably a fan favorite right now.
Don't get me wrong, I like Plumlee, but like I thought Allen had 2 really nice passes. One of them was to Dez Watkins, right?
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Fitzpatrick. Yep.
Yeah, dude,
that guy. No, I forgot about that one. That's my bad. Yeah, that was a nice.
He had play. 2. He had 2 nice throws. I thought really all the quarterbacks had a good game today, I would say. But like as far as what you're trying to say about Plumlee, he's a fun ball player, man.
He is a fun, kick returner / wide receiver.
Dude, I love it. I said on X, I said us baseball folk would call that a super utility player.
Hey, and he didn't look bad at playing quarterback either. He had a couple nice completions over the middle. I mean,
if Fisher pulls his head out of his ass and doesn't keep getting back-to-back penalties, my gosh, Plumlee would have had a hell of a stat sheet, really.
Yep.
So I like him too. I would like them to hopefully get him on their practice squad.
Yeah, I don't think he makes the 53 at all, but I think he can make the practice squad. I don't think anyone's really.
I don't think he's on everybody's. You got to think this is the first time they played him today.
Yeah,
at quarterback, right? I don't think he played quarterback at all for us in the first game, did he?
No, and he didn't do much in the kick return to get much attention.
Right.
Kick return either. So I don't think.
Now today he did. He took that one to the 50.
Yeah,
which was really good.
Yeah, that's the one.
So you think he makes? I would think we get him to the practice squad. But honestly, I thought all 4 quarterbacks did good today. I liked what I saw from before. I really did. So like,
just that caveat. I mean, we talked about in the last podcast. You want to see Hutchinson go up against either Jones or to see where they're at. You want to see that starting defense, and it was just like, I don't know. That was very disappointing to me. Running backs, Najee Harris had a cup of tea. I think he had one carry and when he got out. Cordell
Yeah,
Patterson went to the house, man.
he did. He did. I
A
was
nice run.
pretty impressed with him. I was like, okay, my man still got some juice left. he
Yep.
he took it to the house. It was like, all right. He's 33 years old, by the way. When they brought it up during the thing that he's, because they interviewed him too, and it was just it got brought up. He's 33, so I was like, okay, so that's actually is getting up there in running back years, honestly.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
But hopefully he won't have many carries this year. Hopefully
right,
he's just a third down.
Right.
So
but
all our talk about an extra running back, I think it's going to be those three. I think it's going to be Harris, Warren, and Cordell Patterson. Nobody else is making the team.
He cemented that today.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for like Perrine, because Perrine had a good day again today.
Perrine had a good game today, and he had a couple good preseason games.
Yeah, Perrine's done well. But he's going to be another one that's going to be on the outside looking in.
Yeah. I like Dajon Edwards, but he's probably practice squad.
Yeah, I like Edwards too. And Ward. I like all those guys.
Yeah, Ward. I was going to say Ward had a good preseason too. All right, let's flip it to the wide receivers. George Pickens is George Pickens, man.
Yep. Had
a couple good catches. We expect that now. Again, other than that, Calvin Austin was a no-show.
Van Jefferson had some nice plays.
Van had a couple catches. Yep.
He's scared me too. He got hit in the back, and it looked like he was kind of shaking up. Too.
He was holding his back a little bit.
But he's okay. So that's look, man, at least he's been productive. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Calvin Austin, he's going to be on a milk carton somewhere because nothing.
We mentioned Des Fitzpatrick and that great catch. Watkins had a couple catches, but I think his time is come and gone. He's not making this roster. I would be very surprised.
Yeah, I mean, both Watkins and Fitzpatrick both had nice catches today. Absolutely. Yeah.
Fitzpatrick got 2 for 64 today.
Yeah. So I mean, like, that there is really good. So maybe one of these guys squeaks on there. I don't know, man. Like, I really like Scotty Miller.
Scotty Miller, 2 for 9.
Not a lot, but in general, I like him though. I really do. He's really good at getting open, and has done it all 3 games. I know he only had 2 catches today, but he went from playing with Justin Fields to now playing with Allen and Plum Lee. So there's that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just that wide receiver core, that's rough, man. And
it's a rough group, right?
It's rough.
It's fucking brutal.
I mean, Calvin Austin III. Good grief. To not
they didn't use him on returns again today at all. So I don't know what the plan is with Calvin Austin. I keep picking on him, but
did he just get a couple snaps and they sat him? Like,
I was going to ask you. I didn't even notice him at all in the game.
Yeah,
I don't even know if he didn't have any catches. So I'll have to go back and look at the snap counts after. I don't even remember seeing him, to be honest.
Targets.
We're doing this.
Like targets is Fitzpatrick, Pickens, Pruitt, Jefferson, Jenkins, Watkins, Miller, Copeland, and Hayward all had targets. That's it. So
he might not have played.
Calvin Austin didn't even get a target. So I am wondering if literally he didn't play. I don't recall seeing him on the field.
I don't know why you play Jefferson and everybody else and not Calvin Austin.
We can go back and look. I know. Well, while we're talking, I have the game on Fubo and I have it recorded. I'm going to actually just, while we're talking, I'm going to see if I can just bring up this. I just want to see if the starting lineup when they first go out there, if he goes out there. We can keep talking. I can do it to the pod, but I want to make sure I didn't miss something because I just woke up to literally watch the game.
Yeah, like I got home from work right at the game started, so I didn't get a chance to really dig in either. This is a position that they definitely add somebody. They have to. We'll be watching the waiver wire on Tuesday to see who gets cut and who the Steelers could possibly pick up because they need a body. If this and I don't think the IO trade is going to happen at this point. And if that doesn't happen, they need somebody. They need to get somebody in here.
So as of right now, he wasn't out there on the kick return.
Yeah, he's not.
And they hadn't had him out there for that anyways, have they?
I don't think he's done much returning at all. He did a couple punt returns in the second game.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, the second game he returned a few punts against Buffalo. While you're looking that up, the offensive line, Dave, I don't know if you feel any better about it.
Yeah.
Broderick Jones was okay today. At least he wasn't a train wreck.
Yeah, he wasn't as bad. They tried to make it out like he did real bad again on one of those plays, and it wasn't even his fault.
That was Pony.
Yeah,
Pony's a
dude,
moron.
that stuff's so stupid.
I tweeted that out. Did you see the left tackle behind him just absolutely shitting down his leg, getting killed? And Pony points out,
was that Spencer Anderson?
Broderick Jones? No, it was that guy that Levens, the guy that had a bad second half. I believe it was him. So yeah, this offensive line is still an issue. We don't know who's going to play right tackle in week 1. I'm starting to lean back towards Broderick Jones starting week 1 again at right tackle and Dan Moore at left. I just don't know how you could stick Fuatano in the game when he hasn't practiced in 3 or 4 weeks.
Right.
It's 2 preseason games or a preseason game and a half. I don't see how we can do it. Zach Frazier looked good again today. No issues there. The interior line's fine. Daniels, Frazier, and Seumalo, they're fine. McCollum played backup center after Frazier went out, so he seems to have the inside track. I think he's McCormick at all that I saw. So it looks like McCollum might be on the roster.
Yeah.
They're going to need a backup center unless they figure.
Or they go get somebody.
I think McCormick can do it in an emergency and just go with that and cross their fingers.
And they're known to do that. They do play with fire of that kind of stuff. So
you at least got to consider McCollum for the roster at this point, because I would have thought they would have used either, like you said, McCormick or somebody else at center, but they didn't. Tight ends, not much. McCole Pruitt, nice catch up the middle, 20-something yards from Justin Fields. That was the highlight of the tight ends. I don't think anybody else even had a catch. Connor Hayward did not. Did Muth play?
Yes.
He did.
I'm watching this play right here where I think they were in it looks like it was, they were out there. The problem was the Steelers were it looks like they were in like 13 personnel. So there was hardly any wide receivers out there at all, dude. There wasn't a lot of wide receiver play
when they started the game.
When they started the game. I'm looking at it now. Yeah. On that third down, on the third down when they converted to George Pickens, that's when they went out of 13 personnel and had 3 wide receivers out there.
And was you can't tell if Austin was out there or not?
And it was Muth. It was Calvin Austin. They were out there.
Oh, Calvin Austin was out there? All right.
Yeah, he out for that. See, and now they go right back to it. They went right back to 12 personnel. So they were playing a lot of tight ends. I mean, we knew that they were going to do that. So that might be another reason just why. I mean, we're not seeing a lot of Calvin Austin because he's not outdoing Jefferson. He's just not.
Yeah. No, he's not going to play over Jefferson. That was my whole point when I started this whole thing in the first place. Is he's not beating out Jefferson. He's not really a slot guy. So, maybe he's Jefferson's backup, I guess. It's a bizarre situation with him. What else? Tight ends we were talking about. Muth played a little bit, didn't do much. McCole Pruitt over I'm drawing a blank on the tight end's name now.
What, over Connor Hayward?
No, the other guy. Look it up.
Washington. You talking about Darnell?
No, not Darnell.
Rodney Williams.
Rodney Williams, thank you.
Look,
looks like he's got the inside track too. I didn't see much of Rodney Williams today. So
no, it looks like there's just some guys they're just not interested in now. They're just not.
Yeah, they've kind of put some guys on the shelf at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're one of them guys that is healthy and didn't play today, be looking at other teams. You will be packing your bags.
Any chance Roman Wilson goes on IR before designated to return before the
season? They're just making sure that he'll be ready for week 1. There was an interview with him a couple days ago, and he basically essentially said that he should be good to go for week 1. So he said he didn't expect to play in this preseason game, but that he should be good to go. Same thing with Fuatano. They talked to him too, and pretty much your important ones, Fotanu, Warren,
Yeah.
and Roman Wilson all
Yeah.
should be good for week 1. Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. 100%. Flip over to the defense, boy. Herbig, man.
Oh,
He's becoming a star. I know it's not the starters, but guy's freaking dominant. Like today, he was dominant.
Yeah.
What do you have? A sack and a half?
Just absolutely creating chaos in the backfield. I mean, dude, the sack, half a sack, and then the fumble. I mean, he was just constantly causing problems for is it Malik Hooker? Is their quarterback, if I remember correctly? Like my dude was just
Hendon Hooker.
Okay. He was just constantly causing problems for them. He's the dude's a beast. Now, mind you, was that against their starting tackle? No. I don't know. So, but he's technically a number 2 facing a number 2. So, and what we talk about, I said, I want to see if this guy can continue to look dominant against these 2s, right? These 2s and 3s. And he does it. He does it all the time. And then last year in limited snaps, he had an impact. This guy is he's a legit starting edge rusher, bro. He is a legit.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to give in and say he is. Yeah,
I am there. We have 3 starting edge rushers, and I'm happy because now we really can keep doing this rest thing with TJ and with Highsmith and keep them fresh, dude. With this D line too. I mean, dude, Ben looked great today. Oh, another guy I want to give some love is Leal. He was in the backfield again today.
Yep.
He did really well. Like, dude, they've now found something with him. Like they figured it out.
We hope. Yeah, we hope. Let's see when the season starts. But yeah, even Loudermilk played well. I wanted to highlight Loudermilk. He had a pretty good game.
Yep.
Montravius Adams was in there for a while. Ogunjobi. Yeah, I can't wait to see the starting defense all together.
Yeah.
Like I want to see TJ and Cam and JPJ and sprinkle Herbig in and with Queen and all these guys.
Now Queen didn't look good on that one. That one he got burned.
He did get beat in coverage, but it happens sometimes.
But I'm just saying, just trying to think of things that you don't like to see as far as the starting guys out there. I would say that's one thing. How about Corey Trice, my man?
Corey Trice is far and away the number 1 backup cornerback. He's taken the
Lord in heaven, please let him be okay though. He got a groin injury.
The injury thing.
Please
he
be
did
okay.
Get a groin injury today?
Yes.
I missed that.
Tomlin put it out after the game. Him a groin injury. Watts, hopefully he's okay. Had that stinger, as what Tomlin described it as.
Scary.
Yeah, apparently it's just a stinger though, according to Tomlin. I forget who else. There's another injury. I can't. Oh, it was the German guy who was playing edge.
Yeah,
actually he had a good
played
game
pretty
too.
well.
But he got hurt too. I forget what his injury was, but he was hurt too. But yeah, man, the defense looked rough in the second half.
Oh my god,
that was bad.
You know what? They had no athletes in there whatsoever. They could not stop Hendon Hooker when he ran. It was just bad. No one could catch him. No one could come close to him.
Like you saw them get in the backfield, and they just could not.
Yeah, they couldn't. They were quick enough to get him.
Deal with it. No. Because I was getting excited because I was like, oh man, they're about to nail him. And it never happened. You're like, son of a bitch.
Never happened.
He would step up in the pocket, find a crease, gone.
Yep. He's a talented kid, especially running the ball. He definitely is. You starting to worry about Darius Rush a little bit? He's been pretty invisible the last 2 games.
Yeah. I mean, just haven't seen much from him,
No.
He had that one pass defense last week. And then really that's it in 3 preseason games. So, I mean, is his name coming up in a bad way? I don't think, but
but
he's not making
any
an impression either.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but we got to figure out how many corners they're going to keep. You think? I mean,
they're going to add a corner, at least one.
And I think you're right.
2.
I think you're right.
At least one,
or do something until at least Sutton comes back. One of the 2.
Yeah. And I don't even know if they're going to use Sutton as a corner. He seems like he's going to be a safety.
He had that pick today at safety, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was at safety, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Beanie Bishop didn't start, which I don't know if that's
what was that about? He's another
Thomas Graham.
He's another one where I'm like, Is he hurt
Is he falling
still,
out of favor?
or is he falling out of favor, or what's
Yeah.
going on? So I don't know, man.
I
Like,
don't even know. I don't even know if he's a lock to make this roster anymore.
not
He might
now.
end up on the practice squad. If they sign somebody, he's going to the practice squad, I think. I think they like Thomas Graham better right now. I don't
And
know why. I don't think Thomas
remember,
Graham's
they
done
had the
anything
other guy who
that
got
they
hurt,
liked a lot too.
Arnold,
Yep.
that got hurt
Yep.
ahead of him that last week there.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know what's going on with Beanie Bishop.
I don't know what's going on either. So I don't know if it's a health issue or just he just hasn't looked good in training camp, or I don't know. I don't. The first preseason game, I thought he did really well, but then since then he got hurt and just hasn't disappeared.
Kieran Johnson played good again today, Dave. They found something with that.
Yeah,
that kid's pretty good. They're pretty deep at edge. One of the few positions that they're really deep.
Dude, at edge, they're legit. Like
loaded. If you consider Leal too,
right?
They're loaded. And we thought Jeremiah Moon was going to be good, and we don't know what the hell's happened to him. I don't even know if he makes the practice squad at this point.
I mean, think about it. You got Westkoff right before he got injured, had a great game. Kieran Johnson, you've got Moon that you're hoping, but maybe not. Then you got Herbig, Watt, Highsmith. I mean, dude, that's five guys that actually did well, or that you already know are really good. So,
Darth Sniper had a comment in the chat here. Did any of the wide receivers make you feel better? A few of them managed to look okay during the preseason. I would feel a hell of a lot better about these guys if there was a real legit number two.
Yeah.
Then if Jefferson was 3 and Roman Wilson was 4 and Calvin Austin was 5 or Des Fitzpatrick was 5, one of those guys, it would put everybody down a notch and I'd feel a lot better. But with Jefferson as a 2 and who knows who's 3, Roman Wilson, we hope. I don't feel good about it. No, it didn't. Nothing they did. I mean, I've kind of sneaky liked Des Fitzpatrick a little bit, but I can't tell you he's going to be a good receiver. I have no idea.
Again, he did good, but against 2s and 3s. So, like,
yeah,
I
don't know.
It's tough to judge. Do I feel better? Fuck no, I don't feel better.
No, I don't know how you could. It's
like I think Van Jefferson is a serviceable wide receiver to do okay. Do I think he's going to have an impact where they're not going to double up Pickens every time? No.
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 Neither do I.
So that's what people got to understand. That's the issue. If they know that they can double up Pickens and that's just going to no one's going to be able to get open and make them pay consistently, then you're cooked.
Yep.
And that's when that's when you've got to really establish the run game. You better really establish the run game. Because if teams can go too high and we can't get the run game to punish them for it, then you're even more cooked at the wide receivers position. So, we better if we don't throw the ball, we better run the fuck out of the ball. But hey, on that play that sprung Cordell Patterson for the touchdown, dude, that was Frazier and Sam Malu and I don't know if it's more. Yeah, it'd be more. They wiped out that whole side for him to take it to the house.
And he made a nice little cut too. But the offensive line did.
But if you watch them on their assignments, they nailed it. So that was pretty impressive to watch. I was pretty happy with that.
Anything else on defense? I mean, once the starters came out, it was just a train wreck. I don't think I could point to one player that had a decent
tackling was horrendous.
Tackling was terrible. They couldn't get much pressure when they did. They couldn't tackle the quarterback.
Sutton's interception was what? Is that in the second half or is that in the first half?
Yeah, that was early third quarter, I believe. So that was the one highlight.
So literally besides that.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Everybody was missing tackles left and right.
It's kind of scary that the depth at that point is not very good.
I know.
It kind of makes you wonder.
I know. I was kind of like, good Lord, this is awful. Let's hope we don't have too many. I mean, Robinson had 8 total tackles, 4 solos. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's probably the lone guy that's legitimate out there in that second half trying to carry the rest of that defense. at that point.
So Beanie was out there. He had 3 total tackles, 2 solo. I'm seeing here.
Yep.
So he got out there, but it was not with the
He
starters.
definitely played some snaps. There's no doubt.
But again, I didn't notice him. I didn't. So one of the things.
No.
Man, when I'm looking at the stat sheet here, I mean, it just lights up when it gets to Herbig's name. Jesus.
Yep.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
They credited him with 2 sacks, right? I was just looking at that.
Yeah, he had. Let me see here. He had 3 total tackles, 3 solo, 2 2 tackles for a loss, there's 2 sacks obviously with it, and then he had the forced fumble too. He had all that. Dude, that is being a wrecking ball back here.
Gilbert led the team in tackles.
Yeah,
8 tackles because he played most of the second half running around.
Him and Robinson were tied.
Oh yeah, all right, that's right. He had 4 and 4.
Gilbert had 5 solo though, and a tackle for a loss. So he had a good game. Not a guy that I see making the team, but
no.
I think a guy you put on the practice squad.
Yeah, they'll try to keep him around, I believe. We should talk about the special teams a little bit. They need a gunner too. These punt returners are getting like 10 yards before they even see a body.
Yeah.
So I tweeted out, and I know other people, I'm not the only one. I've seen other people do it too. I wouldn't be surprised to see Miles Boykin back on this team. If you throw the Giants a 7th round pick or hope he gets cut down day, they need a veteran gunner on this team.
They'll wait till cut down day. I don't think you're some trading picks. They're going to wait till they're going to make. I predict the Steelers are going to make a ton of moves.
I think so too. I'm thinking maybe 5 to 6.
Yeah, they're going to do a bunch of moves.
Is that what you feel too?
Yes, I can feel it in my bones, bro. If they don't get Ayuk, if they don't get Ayuk, they're making a move. They're adding a guy gets cut. They're just sitting there waiting.
Yeah,
they're going to go get a gunner. I completely agree with you. Defensively, they may go. They're like you said, a corner,
slot, and a regular corner,
safety.
Maybe a 4th safety too. Yeah, a 3rd really. Because like we said last week, Killebrew's going to make the team, but you don't want him playing safety.
Right. If he's out there, there's a problem.
And they have Casey, but I would still go get another one. That's me. I mean, Ryan Watts got hurt today. He didn't do much before he got hurt. Casey, I don't know, man. I've said this a couple times. If they had another legitimate safety on this roster, he might push Casey off, but they just don't have anybody to push Casey at this point. So, yeah, I think you might see a safety. I think definitely a wide receiver. Somebody's coming.
They probably didn't like what they saw today with that depth because that was not very good. So, I can see definitely adding some guys for depth that may have a better, maybe a more positive background. We'll go with,
a veteran guy who can make some plays
because that was rough. That was definitely rough to see. So,
and you got a punter now who booms the shit out of the ball, which means it's more airtime, which means they got to cover more ground.
Correct.
And if you weaken yourself at the gunner, that's not a good combination.
And wouldn't that be it too, man? We finally get the punter, and now we don't got the guys to get down and get to.
Yes.
I mean, just geez, it never ends. Like they got to go get somebody. There's no doubt they have.
And if they do get someone, that would definitely seal Fitzpatrick's fate because I think that's his only way of making the roster is that he's that gunner type 5th, 6th wide receiver. So he's probably praying they don't go get somebody, but I think they have to. All right, we talked about it before, Dave, on the last pod. Did they do enough to make you feel better for week 1 on offense?
A little bit, yeah. I guess I'll say a little bit. I don't know. Like the fact that they actually went down the field twice with 2 different quarterbacks, scored a touchdown. I mean, it's better again against the 2s, 3s.
They didn't make us feel worse, right?
They didn't make us feel worse. Yeah, and look good. Like if it had been 3 points again, like last week, I'd have been like, oh, this is. I felt like in this game, Arthur Smith kind of opened up the playbook a little bit more. And
for the starters, yeah.
And I was just like, okay, Like I like that play, man. It's like a misdirection play where you get everybody
Hmm.
going right. It's going over to left. Even they did that with they did with Fields too. They had guys in motion going right, and Fields ran it to the left. And it's like, oh man, okay, I do like this. I like this kind of stuff, and this is the kind of stuff I've been watching the Chiefs and all these other teams do for years.
Yeah,
Again, they're playing chess while we were playing checkers, but you know, it's good to see we're doing it now, and it
yep.
looks really good.
He's
Because
got more in
you
his tool
saw,
bag too. We haven't seen.
yes.
Yeah, we
So
haven't seen it,
I
anything
believe
yet.
him. I believe him. When he says, "Hey, I'm just not really putting a lot of it out there," and I think that's why he might have done it this game. Just a couple,
Yeah,
just to be like, "Look, everybody, relax."
yeah.
Like
I wasn't shitting you. That was
I
serious.
wasn't shitting you. Like it's going to be a vanilla offense right now because for good reason, and so it's good to see, right? I'm glad to see it.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
so I do feel better, and when I think about it now, like yeah, I do feel better because he has. Excuse me. He does have more tricks up his sleeve, and I'm liking what I'm seeing for now.
I do feel slightly better too. I mean, like I said earlier, I would have liked to see it against the starters. I would like to see what they actually accomplished with Hutchinson hunting down Roman Russell Wilson. But at the same time, look, and people have made this point to me. They can only play who's in front of them. I get it, and they did well playing against who they were playing against. Um, it's not that I am worried about this offense, but I'm also like unsure. We haven't seen everyone together on the field. It's either this one's out or that one's out, or this
Yeah.
one's struggling. I really don't know what to expect week one. I just this is the first time. Well, we thought they were a lot better than they were last year with Kenny Pickett and stuff. We were pretty confident going into week one last year.
They fooled me pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, they fooled both of us. This year, I don't know what to expect. I'm very, I guess, unsure is the best way I could put it.
I don't think we're gonna know, dude. We're not gonna know. We don't know. We don't know. And also, I think if they don't get that guy, that number two, you're just gonna see a ton of 13 personnel and 12 personnel. You're just gonna see a ton of it, dude. You just are.
And I don't know if that works in the NFL, bro. Because if you fall behind, you're screwed.
Well, that was the worry, with them. But say for instance, say Roman Wilson doesn't play week one, who we think would probably be the legit two, right? Out of that group. He'd probably has the highest ceiling to be a number two guy, right?
The highest ceiling for sure.
Yeah. So I think say he doesn't play week one, you're gonna see a lot of 13 personnel. You're gonna see smash mouth football. Like it's gonna be one of those things. Okay. But if he would play and or if they believe that Jefferson is good enough, then I think you won't see as much 13 personnel. But I think it's coming, bro. I think if they don't get nobody, if they don't get anybody, I think you're going to see a lot of it. That's just my prediction.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
Like it or not, but I think that's what you're going to see.
I kind of don't like it because it's boring as fuck.
Right. I mean, it is. It's old school. I'm not going to disagree with you, but I do like the idea of some trickery, some stuff with Darnell Washington and Connor Hayward and Freiermuth out there in 13 personnel. If you can get creative with the dude, then okay,
Yep. It's too bad because Calvin Austin is the guy that they need, the real speedster that could take the top off the defense, but he just hasn't done it. And I don't know. Maybe week one the lights turn on and he does it. I don't know, man. I don't know if he's the guy to rely on. Atlanta is the team they can run 13 personnel on and win though, because their defensive line's not great. They don't have a lot of great pass rushers. They've got a pretty good defense overall, but I think that's a team they can push around a little bit. When you get further into the schedule, though, it's not going to work. It's not going to work in AFC North ball because those teams are going to be ready for it. You're not going to be running them down their throat.
And that's the issue. Like,
right, exactly.
You're trying to keep up with Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, you're not going to be playing 3 tight ends against the Bengals. They're going to be like, even with a good defense, which we do have, you can't expect the defense to hold a team like Cincinnati to 17 points.
Right. Good luck.
I mean, yeah.
And they're gonna load the box against us. They're gonna.
And that's the other thing.
That's what the Bills did, and it was game over. Like,
you could play all the 13 personnel you want, but if they're loading the box and daring you to throw, and you can't throw because Pickens is double covered, and Jefferson can't get open against the number 2 corner, you're screwed.
yeah,
So I don't know. Omar Khan really needs to make something happen. He really does. Before, if it's not Brandon Ayuk, he's got to find somebody. I don't know who that is. Honestly,
right.
that can make an impact. It's too late. I hate to say it, but if Ayuk falls through, no one's making a move. We're at cutdown day in 2 days. Rosters are set, and no one's going to gift you. They're going to cut you a Pro Bowl receiver and say,
Yeah, right.
It's not like Joe Hayden happens every year where you needed a corner and suddenly the stupid Cleveland Browns gave you a Pro Bowl corner. It's not going to work like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm a little concerned.
yeah, I know. It's when you start, evaluating this and how the game's gonna, unroll.
How
It's like, but we'll see. Like I said, let's. I'm gonna wait and see how it goes and see what they do. Like I said, today gave me a little more hope. I liked what I saw, so we'll see what they do, man. If they get creative with it and it works, then hey, the key is going to be establishing that run game.
Yeah. Defense, I don't have much worries. I think this could be a really, really good
our ones
top 5 defense, right? This could be a top 5 defense.
Our ones on defense are really good.
Yeah.
So that there should be spectacular. I expect them to put the offense in some good positions on the field. Like, dude, I think that you'll see that most of our points is probably going to come off turnovers.
There's no weakness on the defense, really. All Dante Jackson has to do is be, average, and this defense is very good.
Not to be arrogant, but with that D line and our edge rushers, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck to their offensive line. Like, I mean, that's a hell of a group to try to deal with.
Yeah. If Cam Hayward and Larry Ogunjobi can play somewhat to their level, like they don't have to be, Cam Hayward doesn't have to be peak Cam Hayward, but if he can play somewhere near his, decent level, they're gonna cause problems.
Right.
They're gonna cause problems. The catch with this defense is they're probably better if they're ahead, and teams have to throw. Then they're super dangerous because then TJ Watt can pin his ear back and go after him.
And that's what we've been, and that's what it's always, and that's always what's been the problem is they never can get a fucking lead. We're always playing catch up. So the way they set themselves, the way the team is set up is such a bad way because it doesn't work if you're behind. I think Matt Canada even admitted that last year, didn't he? Like somebody admitted something. It was just like, hello, doesn't that tell you something? But again, the defense up front is going to be nasty. And we now on paper have got really good off-ball linebackers to cover.
Yep.
So, yeah, man. And hopefully Dante Jackson is good enough.
All he's got to do is be average.
Right. Be average, and we're cooking. And if
anything
not,
better than that is Brady.
And if not, Corey Trice is right there.
Trice.
So, and that's fine with me. At safety, I like Sean Elliott. I would love Minkah, of course. So, yeah, dude, the defense is stacked, technically.
There's no weakness here. There really isn't, barring injury, and we can knock on wood. So, you want to make a mini prediction? Let's predict wins now, and then we'll do it just before the season starts. How many wins do you think they're going to get? As
of right now, going off this game, like post preseason game, I don't know. I'm still gonna put it around 9.
I hate to say it, but I'm around 9 too.
Yeah,
9 and 8. I just too many question marks right now.
Yeah.
You got to prove, that brutal schedule at the end. It's kind of that thing where they need time to gel, but they don't really have time. They have to win early because later on you can't expect to go 8-1 at the end of the season.
And I mean, it's what is today? 24th. So like they don't play till like 8th or 9th. So we'll see in 2-3 weeks once we get to sit down and evaluate and break down each game to make our predictions.
Yeah.
Because remember last year, when I made my initial prediction and then when we started breaking it down, I was like, oh shit, it's not that at all. Like I started, it's one of those things to make the prediction now post game, but when you sit down and actually evaluate every game,
go through every game,
oh my gosh, that is way different.
And I've seen a couple different sites where they have top 5 toughest schedule in football, no matter who you look at.
I think Max Starks talked about it today on the TV, and he said that week 11 is when that murder's row starts.
Yeah.
The NFL screwed them over so bad. Like, I can't believe they did what they did, but it's all about money, and I know the Steelers bring eyeballs. So, but man, that is tough, like really tough. So
yeah, I mean, it's all the division games and the Chiefs,
Eagles,
Eagles. Yeah, it's freaking brutal.
Who
Chiefs
does
on Christmas
that
Day too, right?
Yeah.
Short week.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, that's a Wednesday, right? A Wednesday game against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Pittsburgh.
After playing is there like a Thursday game right before it or something? Like there's something. It's something. I think
it is to give them a week.
Yeah,
to give them a week in between.
Yeah.
They give them a Thursday and a Wednesday.
Playing all these weird schedules. Yeah. It's crazy. Like,
and that Thursday game's against Baltimore, if I remember correctly, too. So you're getting the Ravens.
Yeah. Is it another one of those? They play 3 teams in 12 days or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. It's
I mean, come
insane.
On. Yeah, like come on.
Over under 8 games. Russell Wilson starts for the Steelers this year.
Russell Wilson? Oh yeah. I don't know.
Take injuries, bad play. It could be anything.
Injuries. So you want me to predict how many games he plays?
He plays.
I'm going to say he plays around. I'm going to say 14 games.
14 games. So you don't think he gets replaced at all for bad play?
No. It's Tomlin.
Yeah, true. Very good point to stand it right up, stand out.
I mean, what we've witnessed the last 2 years should let you know they will die on that hill with somebody for a while. It took them 4 games with Mitch Trubisky. It took them how many games with Mitch after Trubisky, or I'm sorry, Mitch after Kenny got hurt last year.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, dude, they forbid to let Mason get a chance at all. So just think about how dedicated they are to that starting quarterback. And they won't admit mistakes.
Yeah. And they're more bought into Russell Wilson than they ever were with Mitch Trubisky or Kenny Pickett. They really think Russell Wilson's the answer. I think they do.
Oh, yeah. So it's but I'll say there'll be one injury that Fields will have to play in for him.
Yeah, probably.
But to avoid
take some shots.
But to avoid the whole quarterback controversy, they'll go right back to Russell Wilson. I mean, unless Fields does that good. If it's one of those situations where like a Mason Rudolph did, pulled off how much better that team looked with him, that they couldn't go back to Kenny. If it's one of those situations, okay, maybe, but we'll see. But I predict he plays like 14 games as of now. Wait till I look at the schedule a lot closer. And then
I think there's a world where he could stink it up and get replaced earlier than that. But you're right about Tomlin being stubborn and sticking with guys. And I just think Justin Fields, they might need that extra thing that Justin Fields gives them in the run game to be successful on offense, because I think they could struggle.
Yeah,
I think they could really struggle, and that running ability can give them cheap first downs and maybe even a cheap touchdown here and there. I don't know. We'll see. I think that's all I got, Dave. Unless you got anything else?
No, that's it for me, man. It was a little bit more enjoyable game, and that's nice.
Absolutely, until the second half hit, then it ground to a halt. But other than that, we should jump on again Tuesday, right after the cut down day.
I would like to.
We gotta jump on. So expect us to have a pod on Tuesday night. We'll have plenty to talk about that day, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a lot of moves between now and then. You can follow me on Twitter at SteelersSank16. You can email the show at daver@SteelersSanctuary.com. Subscribe to the podcast, guys. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Rate and review us. That all helps us out tremendously. Dave, give me stuff. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, you can find me on X at DMC3SSP. Find me on TikTok at Steelers Sanctuary Podcast or at Steelers Sank Pod.
All right, until next time, guys. Thanks for listening to the Steelers Sanctuary Podcast.